Reality and Chill with Kenny.
And Nishi, we've got Miami, Kenny.
Miami's hot, hot, hot.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I'm so excited. Season 7, episode 1.
Right?
It's so good. Already, it's so good. We needed this.
I love in our winter we get like that Miami heat, it's really good. I really love this episode. There's a lot in it, hey? It was pretty packed.
Oh, yeah, I know, jam-packed, which I loved. I took heaps and heaps of notes, but yeah, what a good way to start.
Yeah, it was full on. It felt like 2 or 3 episodes in the one, didn't it? Like there's
literally
like really different kind of sections to it, yeah.
Absolutely. And you know what? I must say, I'm so glad we've got a good housewives going at the moment because we don't have any other housewives that are, really up there.
Yeah.
Atlanta's not there yet,
Yeah, no, I agree. It's interesting that we haven't been covering Atlanta because it used to be both of our favorites there for a while, right? So,
yeah.
But yeah, if the quality's not there, we're not going to cover it.
No.
Either has to be really bad or really good. We don't do mediocre.
We don't. And Miami is here. It's hot and we're ready to cover it. So let's get straight into it. Oh my goodness. The unfolding of Todd and Alexia. I was gobsmacked. Like I knew they were divorced, but to hear the story of how it unfolded, that really, that knocked me out.
It was heartbreaking, wasn't it?
It was.
It was really heartbreaking. I think for the whole family. I think, we know from Lindsay and Carl what blindsided is. That's actually blindsided. What Lexi went through with Todd, that's true blindsiding. Like somebody that's gone behind your back for months, he's been planning this. Right? It was a lot. So
it was a lot. Like, okay, so she starts talking. I love how they picked up the cameras. By the way, it looks like they've just picked up the cameras just to tell the story and that, and then they film for the season later. So
glammed do the girls look as well? It's hilarious. They've gone for this. Like they are so glammed up. It's great.
That is Miami, really, right? It's one of the things I love about Miami. They're just so gorgeous.
But
good. Yeah. So Alexia tells us the Friday, the day before Todd actually takes his stuff, they go out for dinner. He tells her she's a great lover and all of this stuff, and they make love. Heck? They make love. Everything. The next day, it all unfolds, and I was just gobsmacked. And like to hear how he was trying to get her out of the house and say, hey, leave, are you gonna leave? And she was like, nah, I'm waiting for Peter. And then as soon as she left, even with Frankie there, he just had clearly orchestrated everything, took everything out in front of Frankie, and that actually broke my heart the most. Like not taking into consideration Frankie, considering his circumstances. He wasn't sensitive to that at all.
The betrayal is next level. It really is blindsiding. It is. It takes a certain type of person to be that calculated, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Like to be so. Because you also go, okay, there's one thing, because you can imagine Lex being very emotional. So if he's trying to avoid that, maybe he's like, I'm going to split up. But you can't have sex with a woman the night beforehand. Like there's just certain rules of engagement. You know what I mean? Even if you did do that, okay, I'm going to get an apartment. I know these Cuban women can be a bit like emotional and stuff. So I'll do this to minimize the impact to the kids, right? That might be one angle. But yeah, you can't cross that with like passionate sex. Like that's what just has really got me stuck a bit.
For me, it was the Frankie thing. I'm like, Frankie's medical condition, you don't mess with that sort of stuff. Like, I was just like, how insensitive, how callous can you be just to, wait until he was just him home, not even wait for him to not be home.
Because I didn't know if, like, Frankie would have had another carer there or something, but you're quite right. Regardless if there was a carer there for Frankie, just the fact that that emotional burden on somebody that does have brain damage, it's not fair. So it definitely crosses a line, without a doubt. Like he should have made sure that Frankie wasn't in the house as well. Frankie should have been with his mum. But yeah, I don't know. The whole thing was confusing, wasn't it? It was just like, wow, okay, there's a certain way to do things. And that. I can understand what an impact that would have been. That was really heartbreaking. Yeah.
That was. And you're right, it takes a certain kind of person to do that, and it showed his character. Absolutely showed his character. And I mean, and then he filed for divorce a couple of days later. I
But then they're
was
back together 4 months after that, right? So, because then
I
the
know.
next scene, yeah, so
Well, this just quickly, like, she's telling the story to all her girlfriends and crying and all of this sort of stuff. So everyone's gobsmacked. And then they go to the scene where she's with Marisol, and Marisol's like, I found out in the press. What the like that we're together, and she was clearly embarrassed to tell her, obviously.
I felt for her then as well. And it's so true though. If you're in love with somebody, you're gonna try and make it work. They're married, for God's sake. They were obviously in separation. I can understand why and then it does make it difficult because you've just told all your girlfriends that he hasn't been the best stepdad to the kids, you know?
Well,
So it's just an
yeah.
awkward, messy situation. Does it get any easier? And you know your girlfriends, if they've been really supporting you through a breakup, they do get frustrated, that whole backwards and forwards. It's just a shitty
Exactly.
situation for her to be in. But I really love Marisol. I love
I
her.
love her
I
too.
think she's one of the most stylish. I loved her mum as well. I've
Oh,
really
her
dug
mum
her
was
from the
hilarious.
very beginning.
Same.
I think she's hilarious. So I think the way she dealt with that, which was to give a little bit of displeasure, but like not really say anything outright, because it's not, and she's quite right, it's not her decision. She just can be there to be a friend, but she doesn't need to act like she loves it or hates it. Just give a little bit of like, that was enough. Just a slight hint of disapproval is all you need to do as a friend,
It's
and
so
keep it
hard.
moving. Keep it
I
moving.
know. It's just like it is. Just acknowledging that, like, it is so hard being the friend where you're there for the emotional calls, the crying, the tears, the picking them up. Them coming over, you give them, and you really are emotionally invested as a best friend. Just
Yeah,
for them to say, "Oh yeah, you know what." And to hear in the press, I feel like
hear it
that
in
was
the press.
disrespectful. That was not cool, in my opinion. Like, Marisol's her best mate. Like, they're
But
sisters, pretty much.
oh yeah, 100%. But at the same time, it sounds like they were just sort of caught by the paps, and maybe they haven't yet. He hasn't fully moved
Yeah,
in,
true.
right? Maybe they're just dating again. It's hard where that line is because you might not be sure yourself if you're actually
That's true.
together. It's tricky. It's really
It is
tricky.
tricky. It's tricky. And she was definitely, yeah, obviously she knew she was going to get some backlash about it. But you know what? She stood her ground the whole episode about, yeah, we're back together. A couple of people were like, oh, we have a guy for you, in that party later. And she's like, oh, not for me. Maybe for Kiki or whoever. But no, I'm back, I'm taken. I'm off the
Yeah.
market.
Yeah, I mean, she openly said it. She's still in love with him, and if
She
you're in
is.
love with somebody, then you got to try every which way before you give up, right? Like,
That's true.
yeah, and you're
I
married.
And she's married. It's not like, yeah, there's just a fling or
Yeah,
something. And so I feel sorry for her. Like, divorced 3 times. Like, she doesn't want to be divorced 3 times. And she's had a hard life. Like, it really got me when she was saying, every time I just try to be happy, something goes wrong. I don't even want to be happy anymore. And I really felt for her then because I'm like, this poor lady is she's finally, thought she's found love, found the right guy. She can live her happily ever after. And for the rug to be pulled out from under her was truly heartbreaking. She just wants to be happy at the end of the day.
yeah, really interesting backstory. Like, I would love to read her memoir one day, right? So she's got that
Mm,
whole gangster backstory. Then her
mm,
husband that was gay.
mm.
Like, yeah, she's been
Oh,
through it all. That child that's had that. We were there for that. During those earlier seasons of Miami before it went on break, and Frank
yeah,
had that terrible accident.
yeah.
It's heartbreaking to know Frankie before the accident, and then to see afterwards what a beautiful mother she's been. Just
I know.
so gorgeous, and such a gorgeous kid. Frankie, both those her
I
kids are
know.
lovely. So yeah, seeing such a lovely mum, and that seems to be what the friction is in their relationship, if anything, is just how much she puts her
Mm,
kids first.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Actually,
interesting.
just on that, so what's your read on Todd? Like, where do you stand with Todd?
Well, remember in those earlier seasons, Todd, this is like when they were together, those first couple of years, just how hard nosed he was on certain subjects. And I
Mm,
think it's really important for there to be boundaries with kids. I think structure is critical as well. And I do think Lexi can be very easygoing and whatnot, but as a step parent, it's like an impossible situation you're put in. So those kids probably do need that structure. And he came in quite firm, but at the same time, you're a step parent. It's not your job.
It's
Like,
not your
it's
place.
not your job. And so
No.
he's in an impossible situation. So for him, I think it's incredibly frustrating. Like it is for all step parents, but I think it's
that's
probably
true.
even more frustrating when it's a kid with a brain injury.
Yeah, and the kids are also grown up. They're not little, right? They're not, they've lived their life. They've
Yeah.
also been through a lot, and I feel like they've also been through so much trauma. And that's where I personally feel like he overstepped. Like he clearly overstepped, especially when they did the flashbacks of that scene where he's just yelling about Frankie and basically saying, "Oh well, is it you're not looking after him well enough?" Like what a stab in the back. Like yeah, it's like hello, these guys have poured their whole life and soul into rehabilitating Frankie. They've been through so much trauma, and to
Yeah.
just kind of crap all over that, I found was so disrespectful and showed his character. And I didn't like
Do you,
how.
but you do remember back then it was because the brother had gone and got him stoned, and with his brain injury, he'd gone and
Yeah.
had a bong, right, and got really sick. And so he was quite right to sort of say this is not right. But this is what I mean. He's not in a win-win situation. It doesn't matter what he does. As a step parent, you're meant to put up and shut up. Like you can't actually, particularly with the other kids. You can say it, I think, privately with your partner,
Yeah.
but to try and reprimand the kids, it's
It's
not
not
on.
gonna
It was a
happen.
really bad look for him, wasn't it? Like
It was
everybody
so
just
bad.
turned on him.
In
Yeah.
front of Frankie, in front of
Yeah.
Peter, on when they're filming, to say
Yeah.
that, to put that out there, I don't know, it just rubbed me the wrong way. I get it. There are certain.
I agree. It was like he was
Yeah.
trying to put in his assertion, his dominance, and that's
Yeah.
what people didn't like, right? It
Yes.
wasn't necessarily the message. It was his assertion and dominance that people were just like, hey, don't do that. This is not your family unit. You don't get to assert your dominance. You're not the dad. It was just
Yeah.
a massive backlash. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're right. There
Mm.
are they probably could have dealt with certain things in better ways, and that shouldn't have happened with Peter and Frankie. But yeah, just the delivery of that and how he handled it, not cool.
Not cool.
I mean, I don't know, he honestly gives me greasy car salesman vibes. I don't like him at all. I'm just like, ugh, I don't like him.
Yeah, I think there's that. It feels to me there's a bit of a traditional view that he has about my way or the highway, that masculine view, and I think as well with Lexi, I think she's one of those women that wants to put on that nice front, put up, shut up type of energy there. Yeah. Anyway, it'll be interesting to watch that as it kind of unfolds.
Yeah, I was trying to. Sorry, go.
I was just going to say Adriana's face, like during
Yes.
that time when she was so upset, and it was really, and you could just see Adriana like almost get a heart on. Like it was so gross.
It was gross. I did not like that.
Really mean spirited, right? And
yes,
I just wanted to note with Adriana, right? So I've always loved her quirkiness from day dot. I love that she's, heart, she's
Yeah.
the artist, right? And I love
Yeah.
my artist, but
Yeah.
she is somebody that does not let the mouse go. This is the problem with Adriana. She can't, and because she can't let things go, and this righteous thing, she's stuck on 1980. How about you let it go and move with the times? And I think why the girls get so frustrated with her is, and they want to then kind of poke her a bit, that we've seen in seasons past, is because she can't just relax and ease up. That's the issue with Adriana. But she could be so much cooler if she let things go, and she doesn't, and that's what she's probably right most of the time as well. But in the end of the day, what ends up coming out is resentment and that nasty character, and I'm not into it. I with all of her, she's got so much going for her. And because she doesn't know how to let things go and she gets so twisted up about stuff, she becomes a complete drag. And it's a bummer.
It is a bummer. And it wasn't nice to see, as Alexia was talking, it doesn't need to happen. You don't need to say I was right in that moment. Come on, just give her a minute, she's literally just say.
Her facial expression as well. Her facial expression, which was she actually got off on it. I hate that.
No.
Somebody getting off on somebody else's pain, that. Oh
You don't
man,
kick a
you're
dog
an
when they're down.
unhealed. Yeah, well, you don't get off on it. It's one thing
No,
to,
it's
like,
horrible.
oh,
It's
yeah.
horrible. I was actually trying to remember what because she predicted, you know how she was saying, oh, I was right? I was trying to remember from the previous season.
Thinking as well. Do I need to go back and just?
I
I was like,
tried to quickly,
Oh,
yeah,
you did. That's
but
so
I didn't
funny.
get it. Yeah, go on.
Because I was like, do I have to just go back to the reunion, or will I need
That's
to
what I
actually
did.
see a few? Is that what you did? Because I was like, do I need to go back a few episodes, or I will go back. I think it's going to be interesting for me to go back and watch. Like, I almost feel like watching the last couple of seasons.
Same.
Because I want to see Todd's. I want to see those earlier signs. Sometimes like when you're rewatching the series, because like I say, you've got like present real time, and so you've got this new vector to look at all the data points that have come in the last seasons with your current timeline. It's so interesting watching stuff back, knowing what you know now. It's amazing.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
why rewatching this is so good. You're so right.
Watching reality TV is my favorite pastime.
It seriously is.
Good.
So I
Yeah.
quickly flicked through the reunion and I couldn't find it properly. So I Googled it, and the only thing that really came up initially was that Adriana accused the couple of having secret financial problems driving them apart. And then Alexia shut that down pretty quickly. Anyway, we need to dig in more and which contributed to their marital issues, blah, blah, blah.
Because
So
she was like, you want everything I've got. Like, it was like
Yeah.
a real drama
Yes.
scene. Yeah.
It was. You remember that? That's so funny.
Yeah.
Because I did say that.
She was really hot and fiery. Like, Alexia was really hot and fiery last season. Like, over the top a little bit.
Mm,
Yeah. Which could also, now I can rewatch this. This can be, she's triggered on the home front, right? So she's keeping it all locked in at the home front, and so then it's going to come out somewhere. It's going to come out with your girlfriends, right? So this is why I need to go back, I think, 2 seasons to do a proper analysis and deep dive with this current timeline. I know, I love it so much. So yeah, I think I'll do that.
I know. And this is the other thing, like, how blindsided was she? Like, there would have been some red flag, like there's red flags. Was she obviously, protecting the marriage from the public? It's not like it completely came out of nowhere. Maybe him leaving, but I don't think it was all happy marriage and everything was all hunky-dory.
Yeah. Like was it that had conversations and she got so emotional in that Cuban kind of fiery Latin way, right? That and that's what I mean. So if he's gone, oh, okay, there's a way I need to actually execute this, maybe. Yeah.
But have some
to
respect.
do full analysis, definitely. Like, it's there's no justifying that. There's no justifying that because of the sex. That's what and I know men can have sex like that, and I just don't get that. How could you have sex with somebody and then leave them the next day? That is such a head fuck. Like, there's no way that a girl is going to be able to deal with those emotions. The betrayal is just too crazy. This too crazy.
The other thing is when we start to hear that she's back with him, right? Her quick explanation is, he soon realized after 2 weeks that he'd made the worst decision of his life and couldn't live without me. I'm like, do you really buy that? I don't know. It's probably her way of justifying it and just quickly giving a story and,
It's also the Latin way, right? It's that over the top. This is what I love about Miami so much. Like, these guys are not backwards and coming forwards. Like, they're very dramatic by nature.
They are.
I really dig. I actually pretty much like all of the women. I don't like Gertie. So
yeah, Gertie's thrown me.
Oh, you the same? I feel so much guilt of not liking her because of her cancer journey, right?
At the moment, yeah.
But I just don't like her.
Saying. But no, she, not a fan of her either.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. I wasn't sure.
Oh, really?
How bad was that outfit, man? Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like she's overcompensating a little bit. It's like, why are you? You know what's funny? Just quickly on like the cast members, there's only 5 of them that are official, like Miami Housewives, and a lot of them are all friends.
Marisol is a friend.
Kiki.
Let's see if I can get. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
Kiki.
Same,
Kiki's
I
one of
love
my
Kiki.
faves. She's
Same.
actually, I reckon, the nicest out of all of them.
Yeah,
Is Julia a friend now, or is she a full cast member?
Let's have a look. I think she's a full cast member. Yeah, go on. Who else is there? Alexia obviously is. Adriana, I'm pretty sure, is a friend of.
Adriana's a friend of. Marisol's a friend of. Larsa's
Yeah.
not. Larsa's full.
Yeah,
Lisa's
she's
full.
full.
I think I've got a feeling Julia may be a friend of. I'm not sure.
Is she? Let's see. No, she's in it. She's. There's a new one
Okay.
coming. Did you see a snippet of that?
No. Who's
Yeah,
the new one?
they didn't show her, but they showed like when they sort of did the promos for the rest of the season. There's a new face in there. She looks spicy. She was having a little tiff with I think it was like Alexia or someone. She was really going at it. I was like, damn, another spicy, maybe Latino.
They are so spicy down there. I
Stephanie
just
and Amy.
I love the colors. I love their fashion. I love that. Yeah, I love Miami. I love the
I know.
water. I
Same.
love the glam, and it's so different from like Beverly Hills glam. It's a really different glam. Do you know what I mean? The bling bling is different. You know,
it is bling. It's so bright and it's very sexy because they got the Latino. The Latinos are very sexy. Like they've got the boobs and the bum, and they're always showing something, and they're really like hourglass figures.
The
always
lady
high
lumps.
heels.
The lady lumps. I mean, Beverly Hills is always high heels as well, right? And always, you know, the full glam and all that. But there's something different about Miami. I think you're right. It's more about the boobs and the bum and stuff. It's that
they're more
Latin.
sexy. Yeah.
Yeah. It's more sexy. Yeah.
Whereas I feel like Beverly Hills are a little bit more like sort of got a bit more poshness to them, like a bit more like buttoned up sometimes.
Yeah.
They don't have their boobs out all the time. They might a little bit, but not like, you know.
Yeah, no, you're quite right. It's like the Lycra, isn't it? It's I mean, you can't afford to have an extra couple of kilos in Miami. No way. There's no kind of dressing for like a, you know, a bit of a bloaty day. You're like,
no, yeah, because
no way.
Everything's
that's right. You just, I mean, how much do they get dressed up for their parties as well? It's like somebody's birthday party. It's just unbelievable.
That's how they all are. That's the Latin culture. Like that is the Latin culture. It's like one of my good friends is Chilean. Oh my god, she's like 24/7. She looks perfect. Like she looks like she's off a runway all the time. Like it's just the culture. They're beautiful. Just beautiful. Yeah. So okay, should we go through the cast members? Anything else to pick up on from Todd and Alexia, or does that cover it? I feel like that.
I feel that they're covered.
Should we go through? So who else do we have? Let's talk Kiki. Kiki's fun. I love Kiki.
Yeah, I've always loved Kiki. I think just from last season, remember when they were doing that boat ride down and Kiki, there's been a couple of times where Kiki, for instance, wanted their support and the girls kind of didn't support her that time when she was meant to be like hosting. There's just a couple of times I feel like they've left, like Kiki doesn't get the same support sometimes. But yeah, she's one, I think she's gorgeous. She's really funny. She's incredibly smart. I really want to know who this new boyfriend of hers is.
Has she got another boyfriend or was it the same boyfriend from last time? Because they broke up.
Well, they broke up, did they?
Oh. Well, she was in the reunion last season, season 6. She goes, oh yeah, I'm in a relationship.
That's right. She said it at the end of this episode, didn't she?
Yeah.
Bummer.
So she's like,
bummer.
He was cheating on her.
Oh, God. Yeah, she's gorgeous.
She's stunning. I mean, I thought it was so funny when she was on the yacht and she was like, yeah, I'm a member of the Miami Yacht Club. I dated the owner and he lets me use whatever yachts I want. And they're like, and you're not together. He's like, yeah, no, I'm not. I'm like, she is a badass. I love her. She's stunning.
Yeah, I really like her. Yeah.
And she's so really funny. Like her. She's really authentic. That's one thing I like about her.
Agreed.
Yeah. She doesn't.
She's probably my favorite out of that whole cast, honestly.
Yeah.
Kiki's right up there for me because you can see she's just a genuine cool chick. Really cool. Yeah.
She is. Just another little fun, lighthearted thing. It's so nice to see Julia and Martina have adopted not one boy because they really wanted a boy. They have 2 boys, which is really cool.
Full on. I feel for Martina. I mean, she's looking old, right?
Like, I don't know how she's doing it.
Like, honestly, 2 little kids. Like, Yeah, I mean, it's great that she's recovered from cancer and stuff, but that was Julia's dream. And it's just like, Jesus, I really feel for Martina. Honestly, I can't celebrate with them as much as they
I
want
know
to
what you're
because
saying.
Martina just looked too old for it. Honestly, that
Well,
sounds judgy, but
no, no, no. I hear you because I was like thinking, I'm actually surprised that this sounds mean as well. I'm surprised that they got approved for it considering her age because I was thinking, are they fostering or are they actually adopting? And I know that they were wanted to adopt, and it looks like that's what happened. So I'm like, hold on, if you're adopting them, you have to see these kids alive through.
and I think maybe Julia's young enough, and maybe they're going to have enough help, right? So, and maybe that I don't need, but it just seemed to me like, oh God, because I know Martina wasn't that into it. Then she got cancer, and now she just looks like, how old is she? She looks in her like late 60s, right? Can we check that
I
out?
reckon she looks older, but I honestly,
She looked older, but I'm going to say like, I reckon if I had to guess, I reckon she's 67.
yeah, yeah, I would say so. Hold on, let me have a quick look. But yeah, I mean, a 1.5 year old,
Because I would
and
feel
mm,
Yeah, I would feel the same if it was a girl with a guy and the guy was 67 and the girl was like, 45 or whatever. And it'd be like, is that really fair for the 67-year-old? You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter that
that's
it's a gay
true.
couple to me. It's just the
No, it
age
doesn't.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, she's 68, I think. Martina,
Smack bang on.
yeah, you was, where'd it go? Anyways, I read 68. Um, yeah, age 68. Yes. But I thought look, I feel like it's nice that they actually get to live it out and,
Oh,
give
look,
someone
I'm happy. I didn't want to be a complete,
down.
downer on it, but yeah.
No, you know what? I mean, I can say this. Like, they've got a 1.5 year old now and a 3 year old. I have a 1.5 year old boy, and let me tell you, I'm only 35 and I am tired. Like, I come to this time of night. I had 1 week of annual leave, and I was with him the whole week, and I was like, I don't know how people are stay-at-home mums. Like, this is hard work. So they've got two boys. It's a lot of work. So I mean,
Yeah.
you're quite right. Like, they've got to have the energy, and they'll have the help as well, obviously. So I guess that's different. I don't have like nannies and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I suppose if financially you don't have to go to work and you have help, maybe it's a really different existence. But I just think it's hard for us to even
Yeah.
imagine what that existence
Yeah.
is like, right? Imagine if you always had somebody. So, I mean, you're still there and you're still full time with them. But like if you need to go down to the park or wash your hair or do anything that's going to take some personal time, like you never even have to
No,
worry about it because you're
zero.
constantly juggling with
Yeah,
other
that's
people,
true.
right? So,
Yeah.
a different world, right?
It is a
Completely
different
different
world.
world.
Like, I just don't get rest anymore until this time of
Yeah.
night. But
Yeah.
yeah, different world, I guess. But yeah, full on. But look, yeah, these boys now have, come into a, yeah, nice home. They're going to be
Good
very
investment
loved.
of your time anyway, your time off. Nish. It's a great
Um,
investment of your time.
oh God. Yeah. Okay, should we get into Larsa and Lisa? Like, what are your thoughts on this? Because I kind of
I
changed
want
my
you to go
mind.
first because
Oh,
I'm going to rant about it and I
oh,
want to
you
give you the space because I've got some opinions about it.
do
Big
you?
opinions. Yeah.
Okay. Gosh, okay. Well, okay. I actually changed my mind. So at the
This is what
start,
I like. Yes. Okay, good, good.
at the
Yeah.
start when Lisa was telling the story to the girls, I thought,
Mm.
okay, it sounds like Larsa is being a bit not obnoxious, but like asking a little bit too much. It sounded like, Jody just bumped into Marcus and all that sort of stuff, and then he stayed for dinner with his mate. So I was like, okay, Larsa needs to calm down a little bit. But then as I heard Larsa explain the story, I kind of am more team Larsa because Lisa and Larsa are best friends, like best friends. Larsa, went to court and testified with Lenny and all of that sort of stuff. And I'm just thinking, hold on, if my best friend fell out with their partner and he was saying all this stuff to her, not like, let alone not just saying it to her but doing it in public, and all of that stuff that's happening in public with Marcus, you would not be doing that. You need to show loyalty to your partner. I would be like, straight away, if I bumped into my best friend's ex, I'd be like, oh my gosh, just bumped into so and so, this is the tea, da 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 da. Like, you would straight away tell
Yeah.
them. And then so then I was like, nah, Lisa needs to have some loyalty to Larsa. Larsa annoys me here and there, but she is a very loyal friend, and I think Lisa needs to reciprocate that. And I actually think it tracks that Jody is a bit of a social climber, because sounds like he only met them through Marcus through them. So I'm like,
And Lisa too. No, this is, I'm 100% with you. This literally is, it's a, like, again, like this is an example. This example is like learning for everybody. It is so clear to me that the reason why in this case Lisa hasn't just automatically gone to Larsa's side from the start is because it's Michael Jordan's son and he's a hoo-hoo in the zoo. So this is a really basic thing that should be called out, and she should be shamed for it. Like, I think it's gross. Like, ugh, I hate that. Like,
yeah,
this,
absolutely.
like, he has behaved really badly publicly to Larsa. Like, he's shaming her, he's calling her friends, she's going through it. But regardless of that, if your best friend is just like, you know what, I just need some space, do you mind just backing off? Any couple that breaks up, everybody understands that there's going to be a period of time maybe where friends will, particularly if it's got messy, they will just naturally sort of drift to their friend. And then, yeah, over time, things normalize. But in this initial stage, for you to try and justify your position and how defensive she was and how over the top Lisa became was just so outrageous. She obviously knew she was wrong. How calm Larsa was at the beginning of the party, trying to talk to her, and her then walking off and stuff. It was pretty funny. She got very animated to the point where I was like, is she on coke? Now, I really like Lisa. I really like how she owns her stuff most of the time. I didn't mind her last season when she was just could not stop talking about Lenny. She's unashamedly somebody that when she's emotional or completely self-centered, she is just who she is.
Yeah,
I like that.
true.
She doesn't try to filter
Same.
herself. And I really
Agree.
like that about Lisa. So, and I'm not going to stop loving Lisa, but this is something where it's like, oh no, you are not a good friend. And so this is now more something about your character. And it's something she needs to address. The other stuff, easily forgiven, and it's just a quirkiness in your character, right? Like there's nothing, but this is a moral. This is moral, and
she crossed the line.
and the reason why you've crossed the line, she needs to look at this. The reason you crossed this line is because you care about who's at the party, and if that's what you care about in life, rather than your close friendships, like, yeah, disgusting. Disgusting.
And it's not even just
Not
them
cool.
bumping in. Not cool at all. It's not just them bumping into them at dinner. Jodie actually posted a photo with Marcus on Instagram or something. And it's like, wait, come on. Like, why rub
I think
salt
Marcus post. I think.
Oh, Marcus posted
Marcus posted a photo of it.
That's right.
But it's just the fact that, like, just why wouldn't you say, yeah, no worries. Okay, sorry, this is really upsetting you. You're right. We don't need to be at that party, or we didn't need to go to that dinner because we love you and because we're going to prioritize your feelings right now. We'll just do that. What's the big deal? It's the fact that they don't want to miss out on one party, on like a couple of dinners here and there. It's so pathetic. It's like, yeah. And that's people that just have this fear of missing out, right? They've it's just like, oh, they kind of know deep down inside, they know they're doing wrong and they don't care. That's the thing. They just don't care.
That's true. And the messages, Larsa being like, well, I'm going to go hang out with Lenny and Catherine or whoever it was.
Yeah.
I was like, oh God, she does fight dirty. Yeah, I mean, no, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, not cool. They could have just owned it. They could have said, you know what, I crossed the line, won't happen again. Sorry, I know you're hurt. I didn't mean for it to happen.
She doubled down.
She doubled down hardcore and kicked her out.
It was really. I had to rewatch that second part because I was just like, "There's just so much that just happened then." And did that really happen? And like, but that's it. It's because I think Lisa actually knows that she's in the wrong, and so that's how she dealt with it. And she tried to make it out like, you're trying to embarrass me at Jodie's birthday party. And I was just like, no, you're embarrassing yourself. And like, what have you done now? Because that's pretty damaging the way she behaved. I was, I really felt for Larsa, and I don't necessarily warm that much to Larsa, but this
Neither do I.
episode, I really felt for her because she's going through something. She's
Mhm.
feeling humiliated. You know it's
Yeah.
real, you know?
I know. And this is the thing, if she was such a good friend to Larsa, she would know, Lisa would know how much Larsa's hurting because you see it straight away in the scenes, like her talking, Larsa talking to her mum. She just breaks
Yeah.
down. She turns into like a little girl again and just, she's hurt. She's broken.
Yeah.
In the bathroom, at Lisa's when she's talking to Kiki, you can just see how upset she is. She's proper upset. And it's just like, why do this to your friend?
And
Like
you,
it's
but
such.
and you also
Mm,
know who Larsa is, right? So Larsa's very
mm,
much about her image, and we all know about she's got her OnlyFans stuff going
yeah,
down as
yeah.
well. But she doesn't mind the sexualization of her image, but in terms of like it's more that Kardashian way of sort of having a really good brand, right? She's very
Yeah.
serious about her brand. So this humiliating behavior
Mm.
that really affects somebody like Larsa. Like
Yeah,
it's a
true.
part of her core kind of character. So the same things that we don't like about her in a way, the fact that she takes herself so seriously is actually why I feel for her so much this episode because she really is hurting because that's who
Yeah.
she is. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, 'cause he's really attacking her and humiliating her in a public way because he knows
Yeah.
how to get to her. The
Mm.
fact that her best friend like they know her better than we know her, and it's obvious to us. You know what I mean? He's really hitting her where it hurts. So yeah, it's a bit disgusting, and I think I hate it when guys do that. Like
Yeah,
why
it's nasty.
it's so mean. It's yeah, so he's terrorizing her at the moment. It's not cool. And it's because
Yeah.
he's young, right? So he's a lot
Yeah.
younger, and that's what
He's
you're
so
seeing
much
now.
younger.
She's a woman literally in her 50s with like grown up children. Like she does not need to be dealing with this at this stage of her life. And so,
But
yeah,
this is where sometimes I kind of like, well, why are you dating, a young boy like that? In my head, I kind of like, are you kind of walking into that? Is that judgment? What do you
Ex-
think about that?
no, I think what it is we all kind of know that, but like I think when you fall, and she probably deep
Yeah.
down knew that as well, and that's again why she's humiliated, right? So
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
true.
these layers of humiliation she'd be feeling at the moment. She literally was like, "Okay, that's true, maybe for everybody else, but we have a real love," and like they were really in
Which they,
love, like
yeah,
there was
they
no
were.
doubt about it.
That's true.
And so I just think she really thought love could conquer all, and love hasn't. And yeah, and now she's just licking her wounds on so many levels. So who would have
Mm.
thought? Larsa, I have never liked her, not since literally like back in season one when, she's not even recognizable these days. But this is the
Yes.
first time I've actually liked her, like 7
Yeah,
seasons
I
in
feel
now.
sorry for
It's
her. Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I feel like she's had a lot more work done as well. Did you notice that? I was like, her face looks different again.
Like, so it's interesting. I just feel like I will never recognize like Larsa from Miami before the break to
Mm.
Miami after the break, but I didn't notice much from this season to the last couple of seasons. But like literally the Larsa that came in after the break, I could not recognize her
Oh
at all.
yeah, no,
Like
she's had
it
her full
wasn't.
top down. Yeah,
Yeah, it was nuts, isn't
it's
it? And that's when during that time is when she was doing the OnlyFans stuff as well. Like she just completely transformed from this, what I thought was a bit of a pious, judgmental housewife back then,
yeah.
into like this like it was kind of crazy, but still really snobby. She still remained a snob, even
Well,
though she was doing
but
this kind of smutty stuff on the side. It was really confusing how she could hold that identity together. And we're starting to see that fall apart right now, and that's why
yeah,
I
that's
kind of
true.
feel for her. Yeah.
And in that break, that's when she was besties with the Kardashians, and then she got her BBL. That's why she got the whole, her body's like that, and
Yeah.
then all the fillers. I feel like, I don't know, she hung out with the Kardashians a bit,
Yeah.
and then she tried to turn into one. I don't know. I mean,
Yes, true.
if only I really want to know what happened with her and their fallout with the Kardashians. Is it something to do with
How do we
Kanye?
not know yet? How do we
They
know?
because
Oh, it
they
is
keep
something
it
to do
wrapped
with
up.
Kanye. No, it is something to do with Kanye. You're right. It is. It's
I
something to do
think
with
she
Kanye.
kind of, sided with Kanye about something. I don't know the deets, but if only we knew. I mean, the Kardashians keep things pretty wrapped up. She was besties with Courtney. They used to go on trips together, and She was very much involved over there, and then she moved to LA. Oh, she moved back to Miami after that whole fallout, and it was really funny. What did Adriana say when she came back? She was like, "Oh, you were with all the Kardashians, and you come back." Oh, anyway, she made some funny
Yeah,
comment.
Adriana, she was always going for the stab, isn't she? Wow, let me check to see what else I've got here.
Yeah. So, I honestly, I feel like that's most of it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Just a little funny note. How funny with Lisa when she was talking about Lenny and she was pretending that Lenny wants her back.
Oh, oh,
And
Lisa
then,
was the best. So I was like, oh my
yeah,
God, I'm loving Lisa so much this season. I was like, this is gonna be her season at last. Like I said, I've always really liked Lisa. So
yeah, same.
I was like, oh, now she's got the humor down packed. Like we're in for it. And then to see this party where she just
I
it
know.
was really sad actually. Yeah, the double down.
The double down,
The
but she
double
was
down.
hilarious. How funny was it for her when she was saying, I would rather, what did she say? I would rather post an ugly naked photo than get back with like an ugly naked photo than get back with Lenny. And that was like her gauge of like something really, really
Leaning in, that's what I mean. I was like, oh my God, she's really nailing the humor this season. You know, she's leaning into what it means to be a housewife. And because for her, that would be real. She would hate to
She
have
said
a
that, yeah.
bad naked photo of herself out. So it's not having a naked photo out, it's that it'd be a bad photo. Like, it's just so gold.
Then get back with Lenny. Like, seriously. Ugh, Lenny, ugh, he gives me the
Yeah.
heebie-jeebies.
Oh,
Um,
that's a good wrap for
the
our first episode.
It is episode one.
Oh, hang on. There's
Oh, what?
one more thing, and this is what we should close out the episode with. This is
Go
my
on.
favorite saying.
Yeah.
What might be right for the whole isn't necessarily right for your soul. Right for the whole, not right for the
Marisol.
soul.
Marisol with the one-liners. That was I was laughing.
Did that before. It's so funny.
She is so funny. Like she is the,
She's the best.
comedic relief that we love and need. I'm
Oh
sad that she's
yeah,
not a full-time housewife. Like
I know.
she gives everything. Her
Yeah,
looks are
that's
funny.
right.
She's hilarious. But
She's
yeah,
gorgeous too. Yeah.
she's stunning. But
All
yes,
right.
that's a wrap.
Oh,
Season
good
7, episode 1.
stuff. Yeah, that's right. This is going to be a great season. Awesome,
Yes.
Nishi.
All right. Have a good
You have
night.
an
We'll chat
awesome week. We'll
soon.
have an awesome week. And yeah, we'll talk
Yes.
again midweek.
Sounds
Alrighty.
good. Bye.
Bye.